Family arbitration is a way of resolving your family financial disputes, and it is for financial cases only, instead of having a judge determine it. So you choose an arbitrator, the arbitrator makes an award instead of a judge making a judgment decision at the end of a court case.
What are the advantages of arbitration?
First of all, speed. The process is much quicker. The time constraints are only really your availability, the availability of your legal team if you have one, and the availability of the arbitrator.
Thank you all very much for coming. This is our first meeting.
The court system, on the other hand, you could be waiting a year sometimes between hearings. So speed of process. It can be more cost effective because although you're paying for the arbitrator, whereas you don't have to pay for a judge, you are getting through the whole process much more quickly, which means that you're not having to revalue everything because you're waiting a year for a hearing.
And is an arbitration award binding on both parties?
Yes, it will be. It's not contractually binding in the same way as an arbitration award, for example, in a construction dispute. But what will happen is that you get your award and you take it to the court, and the court will make an order ratifying it. There are some limited rights of appeal, but only on a point of law, not on the arbitrator's discretion on facts. And the reality is that this scheme has been set up with the full approval of the senior judges in this country, and people who choose arbitration choose to be bound by the award and must expect it to be binding on them.
There's a perception, of course, that arbitration is only for the wealthy. Is that fair?
No, I don't think it is fair. I think arbitration has a real role to play for people of more modest means. You can choose the actual issues you want to be arbitrated. It could be everything that's in dispute between you financially, or it may be a single discrete issue. For example, you agree that there should be maintenance, but you can't agree on how long it should be paid for. You can get the arbitrator to do that really quickly, and that saves money. And you can also choose how you go about the financial disclosure process. Instead of filling in all the court forms that are required in the court process, you might just decide between the two of you and the arbitrator to do it on a simple page of A4 or a simple spreadsheet and cut through all of that red tape.
A most important point is who actually gets to choose the arbitrator.
You and your partner choose the arbitrator. Although the award will end up being binding, the choice of arbitration and the choice of arbitrator has to be one that you make yourselves. Although if you don't know an arbitrator, the Chartered Institute will actually appoint an arbitrator for you.
But are there disadvantages to the arbitration process, and who is it perhaps unsuitable for?
There are certain things that an arbitrator can't do that a judge can do. An arbitrator can't bring third parties into the process without their permission, and an arbitrator can't make an injunction, for example, to stop assets being transferred or to get them back if they have been transferred. Now, in arbitration, if that becomes an issue, you can still go to the court and have that dealt with. But if you think that that's going to be a problem when you're setting out on choosing your process, you probably wouldn't choose arbitration.